everyone. I wanted to make a quick video to show you how to do a level 4 question for finding a side of a box when you're given the volume and one side, how to find the remaining sides. So this is a tough one. It's a level 4 question. Let me show you how to do it. So we're given the volume of this box is given by that polynomial. So we have that equation, and then we're told that one of the sides is x minus 3. So if you remember, the way we find the volume of a rectangular prism or a box is we do the length times the width times the height. Now let's just assume that the x minus 3 that we were given for one of the sides, let's just assume that that was the length. Well then, in order to figure out what the width is, we're going to divide by the length on both sides. So what that means is we're going to take our volume polynomial and divide it by our length, which is x minus 3. Now, we have two ways we can divide. One is long division, the other is synthetic division. You can use either, but I prefer synthetic division, so I'm going to do that real quick. Remember that I'm going to use whatever would make this become 0, which is 3. Then I'm going to list out my coefficients of the volume polynomial. Notice it is in standard form. I'm not missing any terms. So I'll just write out 2, -3, -11, and 6. As we go through our steps here, I'm going to bring down the 2. 3 times 2 is 6. Then we'll add these together. That gives me 3. 3 times 3 is 9. -11 plus 9 is -2. And then 3 times -2 is -6. That gives me a remainder of 0. That's a good thing. It means that divided evenly. We were told it was one of the sides, so that's a good sign. This is our remainder, our constant coefficient, our linear coefficient, and our quadratic coefficient. So what I have left, now that I've divided out that side, I'm left with 2x squared plus 3x minus 2. What that means is I still have the other two sides in here, the width and the height, that I don't know. But when they multiply together, it's given by this. So I just need to do some factoring. Now, since I have a leading coefficient that's greater than 1, the way I'm going to need to start by factoring this is multiplying the 2 times the -2, which gives me -4. And I need to think of two numbers that multiply to -4 and then add to 3. Those numbers are going to be 4 and -1 because they multiply to -4, they add to +3. So what I'm going to do is split up this middle term right here using that 4 and that -1. And the order doesn't really matter. But I've got 2x squared plus 4x minus x minus 2. I like to call this method split in group, but people call it different things. So I've split that middle term up into 2, and now I'm going to do grouping. I'm going to take out the greatest common factor of each of those two groups. For this first group, my greatest common factor is 2x, which leaves behind x plus 2. And for the second group, the greatest common factor is -1, which when I factor that out, leaves behind x plus 2. Now you'll notice when you take a step back and you look at this, both of these terms now have an x plus 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide out the x plus 2, and it leaves behind 2x minus 1. So what that means is that one of my other sides is x plus 2, and the other side is 2x minus 1. So that is how you would go about figuring out all the different expressions for the length, width, and height when given the volume and one side. Hope that helps.